Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is the Wolf and I'm casting a game between myself, ICEFANG, the green Protoss, top, versus the opponent, Harbinger, the pink Terran, right side, scrap station. I wanted to call it Steps of War. Harbinger and I just played the SCC ladder games, 2 of them, and I was requested to do this one specifically because I was able to ask one question as the winner. And then Harbinger asked me to cast this game as the loser of the series, but this is game 2, so still toss up there. I won't tell you if there's an ace match or not. So in case you guys didn't realize, that was me not giving away the ending, because it does sound like I just did, but you know what? My brain stopped just a second ago, but it's legit. Just think about it for a minute. It was so one of us won game 1. The other one won game 2, and then game 3 was the ace match. There, that's what my brain was trying to tell me. And other than that, though, yep, just Terran versus Protoss. Had to play 2 Terran versus Protoss and 1 Zerg versus Protoss, and I hate playing against Terran. I think they're my race I have trouble with. Like against Protoss, I get it. I'm like, this is fun. I like Protoss versus Protoss. It's kind of loud. Let's see if I can lower it without closing the damn screen. There we go. Versus Zerg, I'm like, fuck the swarm. I just make zealots and they kill everything. I'm really thinking about just 4-gating Zergs all the time now. Almost every, not every time, but it just seems like the 4-gate's too powerful, so I'll be using it. I'm sorry, I've just gotten used to that mindset after using the FAMAS on Call of Duty. I'm like, the MP5 is my favorite weapon. Now this is good. Control Shift F. We're gonna watch my insane micro with the probe in my APM. Real fast, I changed some of my settings. Wow, my micro's 0 right now. I changed some of. I don't want to follow that. Go back here. Duh. I changed some of my settings under the graphics and sound department, so there may be a slight difference, but from what I've noticed playing, there isn't that much of a difference. So if there is a little thing, it's probably real. Let's get that bitch. Yeah. I learned a good way to target them is just to A-click over there, or in my case, T-click. You may notice a slight difference, but I have a slight increase in frames per second, so I hope it helps out because oh man, there I lose it. So I thought I actually killed at least 2 of them. I felt so good about myself, but whatever. I'm cool. Yeah, if I look at the units lost, I did lost 100 from canceling something. I think I must have canceled something, so. I didn't feel the best about that, but anyway, that SCV is hiding very bad by me not seeing the SCV, and then it delayed all my tech and everything. That's how I usually start off my Terran vs Protoss games, a little slower. I just don't do it that well. Harbinger's got racks, so lots of racks from Harbinger. Harbinger of my destiny. Every time I read that, if you guys remember playing Fable 1, which I stand by as the best Fable overall, even though it's way older, there's the sword called the Harbinger, and that sword was so awesome. Love that sword. Just me, pretty not standard because I need to practice more, but this is about my 15th game. I'm finally starting to catch on my stride a little bit better here, not macro or micro failing that bad. Although the weirdest thing happened this cast, I'll tell it to you now, not cast game. I'll tell it to you now so that I can just like say, this is when it happened, but I was attacking at one point with a ground army, and I couldn't deselect them. Like the one stalker I had was in front. I'm like, get it in the back, you don't want the stalker in front. And I can't select it. I couldn't. I had the army selected. I'd click over here. It didn't do anything, so I was stuck with that. I got a Stargate going down. Let's switch back to the production tab. Stargate going down. I decided to use Stargate against Terran. Weird. I know. This is very, very ironic. That first game I went Colossus, and so this game, because of the close air distance, specifically for that reason, I decided to go Stargate, not because Harbinger was playing Terran. It was probably really a bad idea, especially because Harbinger's just making a lot of Marines, and Marines are overpowered. It is very clear. Tell you guys the truth, I don't like Marines. I'm not expecting a nerf, but if I saw one, I wouldn't really be surprised. I mean, just a little nerf. I'm not talking it like they cost 100 minerals or anything like that. I'm just saying they're really, really good, and I have trouble dealing with mass Marines. Honestly, if you're playing Terran versus me, and I don't open up 2-gate robotics for Colossus, you could probably just beat me with mass Marines. So here's that... here's that Stargate coming out of the Stargate. Yo, dog, I heard you like Stargate, so put a Stargate in your Stargate so you can ray while you ray while you ray while you ray. Got a Void Ray coming out. Build time increase. It's kind of noticeable. I really enjoy using the Stargate a lot more now, but I still prefer using gateways. I'm just a gateway guy. Gateway guy. Going 2-1-1 for Harbinger. Need to focus a little bit on both of us. Getting out of tech lab, so we could see some siege tech. Marine siege tank is actually fairly popular, but as I have Void Rays, good micro of them, which I am getting better at, back to platinum level. Good micro would be enough. So this is, at this point my brain is like, what do I do with this? I'm like, am I going to harass the mineral line? That's not going to work. So I get over there, I see this factory coming to scout me out, and it's going to scout that anyway, so I'm like, oh, well, I might as well just attack the starport for some reason. And then of course the factory's like, hey, stop that. Stop doing that, and the Marines are coming over. So look at that control APM spiking up to infinity and beyond. I like how my average is really low, but when it's needed, it goes up to like 200, which is a lot of spamming, of course. It's not like I'm going, but you guys know. It's legit. I'm too legit to quit. So as soon as I see that, I see it's switching on the tech lab. Great scout timing by me. You guys can see it was around the 8-minute mark. So my brain was like, click, click, click. Expanded too. Needed to make sure expanding while harassing or attacking. And I got a robotics bay because I need that detection for the Banshees. Unfortunately, by Banshees I mean battle cruisers. Yeah. That's a really weird symbol there. It looks like the refit symbol. Which you guys can see, not here. It's actually part of the fusion core. I was supposed to call it fusion coils. Got a high ground pylon here. I'm surprised Protoss don't use this more. I know a lot of Protoss hate Zerg on this map, Zerg versus Protoss, but this is such a good pylon. If it's Zerg missed it, which with Overlord it's easier to not miss, but if he did miss it, you could get easier surrounds here. I just, you know, that scouting probe, if you pulled it back over here, built the pylon, and then moved back up, I think that could be beneficial. Just opinions, guys. Just opinions. Don't hate. Haters gonna hate. Let's take a look at that. Okay. They changed it. It used to have a different symbol. I promise you guys that. It used to. Maybe it did in Brood. I think Brood War. There it is. There it is. Ha! I win. Weapon refit has a different symbol down here than it does up here. La 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 la. I win. ICEFANG school. La 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 la. I know I'm lame, but that's cool. You guys can see it though. I'm awesome. Look at it. How awesome I am. Similarities. Weapon refit and select worker. Probably should get back to the game at hand, but I love when I'm moving out like this. Man, I hate stalkers. They're so dumb and fast. Look at these guys. These guys are following orders. They're all working together, and the stalker's like, get away from me. I'm going to walk really fast. Can you guys hear that? Something sounds like it just broke. I probably just broke something by tapping my hands against it. Yeah. So, Mass Marines. How do you deal with Mass Marines? More Zealots. Pretty much that's my focus, and TVP is Zealots. Because one, love Zealots, and two, Zealots are cool. Now, I've seen something like this before, and I have lost to it. It was during the Fun Day Monday, where Terrans weren't allowed to make tanks, Marauders, or Marines, I think. And I came in with my +1 armor, or I think it might have been weapons at the time, charge lot attack, and I came in with like 13 Zealots, and it was going to beat this Terran player. I knew it was, and then he's got like 2 Banshees, a Battlecruiser, and a Viking. I'm like, shit. Really? He's like, you're the best opponent I played all night. In terms of like how badly I did. I'm like, you. Okay, here I go. I am just blowing up that poor bitch, and I'm gonna catch some guys out of position here. That's nice. Fortunately, I was able to get the wall off. This wall off actually did a lot of work here. Considering that my armies are really Zealot heavy, it could actually help out a lot of Terran players who are basically against me to build a wall. But I won't tell you guys that because you don't want to be playing against me. Now, these Marines are completely melting my Zealots. And the big thing is a lot of missed micro there. At this time, when I moved up the ramp, I actually couldn't deselect my units. And so what I wanted to do was move these 3 units up so I could use the Guardian Shield to protect my Zealots, and then I would have done more damage. But I actually selected I actually couldn't unselect all of my units, so that's just how it was. And so I moved my Zealots, and they just stood there and got shot a lot. So we have the first battlecruiser being done. Once that is done, I would have actually attacked with it right now. I do have only 1 Void Ray, and I think it will beat a single Void Ray. I could have warped in 4 Stalkers, and it just... This game, it wouldn't have worked attacking with it right now, but realistically, that's probably what you want to do best. I have an observer hanging out there too. I completely forgot about it. Moved my units back to the Zelnaga watchtowers. I've been using these a lot more because I have a really big problem with early T aggression. It's much easier if you're ready for it. Game 1, I was prepared for it by moving my probe to the bottom of my ramp, and then as soon as it died, I used a force field. So I was very impressed with how cool I am. I am impressed with how cool I am. I have a poor probe just hanging out right there. And here we go. I'm like, time to get Colossus. I see Marines, time to get Colossus. And then, what does my brain do? Let's take a look at ICEFANG Cam. Can I do that? What? Oh yeah, I need to click on my name first. Okay, I'm like, oh, let's use the Observer. What nice timing, right? Oh, let's use the Observer. Okay, where are the Banshees? Oh shit. Oh shit, there's battle cruisers. And then I back up. I'm like, this isn't good. I'm macro failing. Probably should warp in a lot of Stargates. Let's do this. Stargate power activate. And then of course I cancel the robotics with like 0 seconds left. I'm like, shit, I don't need this. Cancel, 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 cancel. Sneak, sneak. And then I finish it. And so let's see how many Stargates I warp in. I kind of like doing this. This is cool. 1, 2, 3, 4 Stargates right now. And let's see. Got the Behemoth reactor getting done and 2 more battlecruisers. We'll switch back to everybody's cameras. There we go. And now Harbinger is moving across the map with the Marines. I actually didn't think that there was an expansion here at this time. I thought I was doing a good job of containing and expanding myself. And I am doing a better job of expanding, but I wasn't containing the way I was hoping. At least I delayed the transfer of SCVs though. So now we have Marines moving out. And I see them. I see them with the Zelnaga watchtower. And they don't see me. But I feel like I lucked out there. I mean, if they were cut in half like this, I probably could have dealt with this circle here, but I may have lost the game from it. So, as soon as I noticed they fell back, I grabbed my observer, which is located with 0 because I'm a cool kid. I actually used hotkeys this game. I know you guys are proud of me. I'm getting better with those too. Come on, buddy. There you are. I call in my observer. I knew that they were breaking down the rocks, so I moved up here to take them out. And unfortunately, my sentry is right in front there. But I did manage to catch them half and half. But I didn't have... This army's not big enough to deal with this many Marines by themselves. And so you guys can see the Zealots are melting. I'm not using the Guardian Shield. Use the damn Guardian Shield. 3, 2, 1. And then, of course, as soon as I see the stem, I'm actually moving back over here. I move my army back because I realize that I'm dying. I do try to push the Marines back, though. I want to delay them from going through these rocks. Because 1, I need more Void Rays, and 2, I actually need a bigger army to deal with them. So I lost a lot of Zealots there. I definitely did not come on top of that engagement, but I did use a stem. I did weaken that Marine ball quite a bit, so I have to say that, and the slowing is the big thing. I slow them from going through. So I have to say, overall, probably about a tie. Now, 3 cattle bruisers over here. I am building up a Void Ray fleet to deal with that because I need Void Rays. My macros stay on top pretty well with 200, 700. My gas builds up a bit these games, so I just keep expanding and making probes and expanding and making probes. It's about the time that I transferred over most of these workers over here accidentally. By most, I mean accidentally. I intended to move some over. When I moved them over, though, that was when I started getting a big boost in minerals. Harbinger's got to build up. It's pretty similar, realistically. Not bad for either player right now. Just need to make more Marines. Once you make some more Marines, it would go down. So I got the Observer right here, and the army starts to group up together, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so fucked. I mean, these Marines are so cheap, as in like price. I'm not complaining about Marines as an overpowered unit. I have trouble dealing with them. Doesn't mean that they're overpowered. But this ball of Marines here is overpowered to ICEFANG, and I'm like, shit, I can't deal with that many Marines without Colossus support. I mean, look at my little army over here. Like, I need more minerals, I need more Zealots. And now you guys can see I boosted up my minerals because I actually moved a lot of guys over here, and they're able to start mining more efficiently. And so I see that they're going through this. I kind of want to back up and get behind them. That's what I'm thinking right now. But I wasn't able to get my units in. I don't have enough right here, and I wanted to warp in some more Zealots, and I couldn't yet. So instead of going behind them and getting, like running up behind them, I've decided to move up in front of them, which isn't really a better idea, but I needed more time. I couldn't really move around. So now we got 4 battle cruisers, 2 more being done, so there's going to be 6, and I only have 5 Void Rays. I am making 4 more, though. Isn't that awesome looking? I'm looking for a Star Wars song, but you guys just turn on Star Wars music right now. 2 more Zealots warping in. I'm like, I need more Zealots. Where's my Observer? My Observer sees what's going on. I tell him to start following the Marine ball, so I'm ready for this. 5. They have Yamoto, and they all can fire 1. Now watch how fast these take out the Void Rays. I mean, the Void Rays are doing fine, but until they're charged up, if I don't have enough, it's just not enough. So I have to back up, and here's where I really luck out. Harbinger misses the micro and doesn't push forward with the battle cruisers, and then I'm able to get 4 more, plus I'm able to use my chrono boost to get them out right now. So I'm getting 4 more Void Rays out, and they are focusing on the Zealots, which I'm very thankful for, even though it's kind of sadistic. I'm like, yes, go die, Zealots. Technically, I'm pincering here, and now I'm not pincering anymore. Army's coming up from behind, Guardian Shield, because I'm awesome. 3, 2, 1. God, I'm stupid. Go Guardian, go Guardian Shield. That would actually have really changed that engagement. I must have forgot to use it, but you guys can see why that happened. And now I'm taking my 7 Void Rays versus the 4 Battle Cruisers. You guys can see how much more effective Void Rays are against Battle Cruisers after they were buffed. Yeah, they are awesome. They're not charged up yet, but when they charge up, they're going to kill everything. And of course, Harbinger's focus firing them, and as well as I was. Now I'm not like an idiot. And I wasn't able to do it with the Marines. Their stim just wore off, and now they can't. They can stim again, but they'll be really, really weak if they do. The Yamoto cannons are going down on my Void Rays. Luckily for me, they only got 1 shot off, and I just have more Void Rays. I am warping in 4 more, trying to get enough to deal with these Marines. There's so many Marines, though. Oh my God, and then I'm like, shit, I can't deal with this many. I'm gonna lose. No! And then of course I back up that Void Ray. Accidentally I try to back up all 3. My Zealots come in, they start taking the damage, and then my Void Rays come in to start doing the damage. And oh my God! And look how fast they charged up Void Rays deal with the Marines. I heard they were nerfed, not buffed. They're trying to deal with the back Void Ray and positioning, my friends. Time for the counter push. Harbinger asked me to make fun of the players in the game, so I Harbinger, you're macro failing. And I move back with my 3 Void Rays. I have 4 more warping in. They'll be just about done. They don't have a rally point over here, so that's a really big mistake by me. I also told them to focus fire the starport, which isn't very wise, but at least it's going to let them charge up. Now I'm getting shot by a battlecruiser for free, but at least my shields are recharged. I'm going to take out that battlecruiser, though. My frames per second is actually going up. I just noticed it. Awesome. Take out the battlecruiser. Unable to escape from me. I will be able to stop this battlecruiser from spawning. I have 7 Marines coming. 7 Marines coming to destroy me. I need to move this Void Ray back. I'm going to lose it. Shit. And then right here I freak out. Like, God, back up. And then I'm like, no. I can do this. Void Rays are overpowered as shit. And of course I just destroy all the Marines. If I destroy the Marines, I mean I lose another Void Ray. But you know what? The reinforcements have arrived. Oh yeah, like Star Wars. This is cool stuff. And then I just get more Void Rays over here. Isn't that freaking awesome? And so now Harbinger can get more Marines to deal with it, but not enough to deal with this many charged up Void Rays. And the battlecruisers are completely worthless against charged up Void Rays. There's just nothing they can do about it. So I destroy it, and Marines are gone. There's nothing that can be done anymore. There goes the game, I'd have to say. Once you got 4 charged Void Rays in your base, you'd kind of lose most games. Yep, that was me. You guys gotta admit how cool I was that game. I was freaking awesome. Void Rays are cool. I like air units. GG, well played, says Harbinger. And then I say GG after leaving the game. And I'm like just sitting there by myself for 4 seconds while I watch the base die. I'm like, yes. Excellent. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed playing that game. My hands are freezing when I was done. I'm like, what was he like, ICEFANG? And this guy's only got 10 HP. Thank you for watching my cast, guys. I appreciate your views. Make sure that if you are subscribed to my channel and you're not using StarCraftCentral.net, you need to start using that StarCraftCentral.net because it's really good for you. Thank you. Thank you.